Hey guys, I'm out here on my patio again on another amazing December night. It's absolutely phenomenal out here. This is why we live in Florida. And I wanted to take this opportunity to, basically create a video, a Juicy Bits, about a question that I hear debated all the time in the marketing community. And I was talking about this with somebody recently. She's a musician, and she was talking about, her brand and kind of what that means. And I can't tell you how many times in my, 20-year career, 15, 20-year career in marketing, I've heard the argument about what is a brand? What does a brand mean? And even more than I've heard that argument brought up, I have heard people use the word brand very incorrectly, in my opinion. People are using the brand to describe, what their logo looks like. They say, I need a brand. And they're looking for someone to, create a little document, hand it over to them and say, this is your business card, this is your logo. Congratulations, you've got a brand. And I really call that visual identity. And the difference between visual identity and brand to me is that your visual identity is how people recognize your company. When they see things, they understand that it's you. And that's very important. That's a very critical element of your brand. But it's not the whole brand, right? It's very much like saying, your skin is you as a person. Everything I can see of your skin is all you are. Clearly, that's very important to identifying you out in public, right? And the time I spend with you, that's all I'm seeing. But that's not who you are, right? That's not everything I know about you. That's not my whole experience with you. So, what is a brand, right? What does a brand mean? Well, I heard before, this is not my term, but I've used it many times since, is that a brand is really the sum of all touch points between some person and your company. That means the way your logo looks, the business card that you have. How does your product work out of the packaging? Does it come with batteries, or do you have to buy batteries? What is the recording or the customer service person say when I call into your company? What happens when I receive an invoice from you? What happens when I land on your website? What happens when I hit a 404 page, which is basically when I try to access a page that doesn't exist on your website? There's a lot of clever 404 pages out there, and I would encourage you to look on Juicy Results. Just type in juicyresults.com/make up any word that you know is not a web page, like FUBAR, and you'll see what I mean. So a brand is really this experience that people have with your company, and it's no one element. Like I said before, it's the sum of all of the experiences added up. So you may have an amazing product, you may have an amazing sales team, but when I'm invoiced by your team, you lose my payments, and then you tell me that I'm overdue when I'm really actually on time, or I call in for customer service because I'm not sure how to do something, and the person is very very short with me and tells me that I gives me the impression that I don't know what I'm doing. Those are very negative experiences. All of those are building up to add up to your brand. So it's not just customer service. It's the marketing messaging that you're using. It's the packaging that you're using. It's the way that you conduct a kickoff call with a new client. It's the way, it's the email signature that you have. All of these things add up to create a brand. So a brand is never one thing. It's never a exercise where you sit down and say, what is our brand? Who do we, how do we create this one project to figure this thing out so you can put it on the shelf and never think about it again? A brand exercise is very important to determine who you are and what you stand for. What is it that your customers care about? But at the end of the day, your brand is evolving, and if it was amazing last year, but you've had some turnover and you've kind of taken your eye off the ball, and now you're letting people down on a regular basis, your brand is kind of falling off a little bit, and you have to be very aware of that, right? It's a very constant, very fluent thing. So I hope this was helpful. I hope that this helps you expand your understanding of what a brand is, that it's this idea of that a brand is a sum of all the experiences a consumer has with your company. And having heard that definition, I want to point out that that means that if you have 10 people in a room, your brand probably means slightly different things to all 10 of those people, and you have to be aware of that. It is not just simply a logo, it's not just simply a business card, it's not just simply a tagline, although those things are all important, but they're all elements of your brand. So think long and hard about what your brand is, what you want it to be, and then you start analyzing all of the touch points that your customers are having. And that's when you know that you're on the path to actually having an amazing brand that is consistent, that people love, and that they talk about. And that's when the magic starts to happen.